live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully make sure that we start making some progress in the splits direction. All right, let's get started with our warm up. The first thing that we're going to do is called hip cars. Hip cars are all about moving your leg and your hip through their maximum range of motion using your own muscle power. And this is how we're going to get started. We're going to start by bringing our leg as high as we can, directly in front, knee. Hey, Jay, welcome back. From here, we're going to open up that hip directly to the side, point that knee as far open as you can. We're going to rotate the leg. When you rotate the leg, I want you to aim at first for horizontal. Bring that ankle up so that your knee and your ankle are the same height. And I want you to keep going. I want you to bring that knee down, lift the ankle up even higher. And then when you're here, you can't go any further. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Pull this leg back behind you. Feel the stretch here at the hip flexor. And that is one rep. And we can restart by bringing the knees back up. All right? We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Let's go ahead and get started. Whew. High knee, open, ankle, ankle some more, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, 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 down and back. I think it's 4. Ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. 7, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. And I think this is 10. Whew. Those are some hip cars. We got 10 more to do on the right side. Is that Neko Panda? Welcome back, Neko Panda on YouTube. Ooh. All right. Is that Galleta? No, Jay Pizzy. Hello. Hello, hello. All right, we got hip cars. One more side going forward. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up, ankle up, ankle up. Down and back. 1. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 2. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 3. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 4. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 5. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 6. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 7. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 8. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 9. Open. Ankle up, down and back. 10. Open. Ankle up, down and back. Whew. Those are some more hip cars. We just did 2 sides. Going forward. Now, take a quick break. Grab a sip of water. Catch your breath. We're going to do 2 in reverse. And when I say 2 in reverse, I mean we're going to do both sides in reverse. We're going to do 10 reps each. I'm also going to grab a sip of water, because I still have a tiny little bit of a cold, and my throat is a little bit dry. Whew. Okay, you ready? Time to go backwards. We're doing the same basic movements when we go backwards, but it's a different order. So, one thing I want you to keep in mind is I want you to keep your core nice and strong and compact. When your core is nice and tight, it keeps your spine from doing this. All right? We don't really need all that movement in the low back, but it tends to happen when we're trying to lift that leg back behind. You see that big arch behind us? We want to try and keep that a little bit more compact and not have the bending come from your low back. All right? So the way to help with that immediately is to keep your core tight like you're doing a plank. All right? Whew. Let's go. Plank. Back. This is the first position. We're bringing the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull the leg back behind you. Lift the leg up to the side. And then you can start by getting to horizontal. Then you can go further and further and further. Bring that ankle up. Then bring the ankle all the way down. When you're ready to move on from there, lift that knee as high as you can and bring the knee forward. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 on the right side. And we'll be done with hip cars. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Core, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 4. Back, side, ankle down, ankle up, 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9. Oh, last one. Give you a second to catch up if I've been going a little bit fast. And core tight, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. Oh, that is hip cars. If you're just joining in, you have no idea what this dude is doing with his legs. Is crazy looking. We're doing hip cars. These are all about moving your hip and your leg through its maximum range of motion using your own muscle power so that you get stronger and more mobile at the same time, trying to bring your hips to new ranges so that you can move a little bit better elsewhere. Okay, last leg. Let's go. Flex that core, keep it tight. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the glutes, flex the hamstring. Feel that stretch here in the hip flexor. Lift the leg directly to the side. Rotate the ankle up as much as you can. Rotate it down and knee forward. 10 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 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 back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 5. 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 8. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. And that is all 10 of our hip cars. Whew. If your hips are feeling tired, maybe the leg that's been doing the balancing, trying to keep you stable, is feeling a little bit tight because you've been shaking a lot. Those are all totally normal situations to be in, and those are totally great. So, we just finished our first warm-up exercise. Take a couple seconds to breathe. And we're going to get into move number 2. It's a little bit more chill. We're going to start stretching out our hamstrings, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to start by folding forward and getting this L shape. If your hamstrings are real tight, you're stuck a little bit higher, that's totally okay. It's part of the process. Try to bring your belly button down. And if you have a tight back, like probably everybody, 90% of the population, you might be feeling a little bit of tension here. And that might be the first thing that you feel, and that's okay. I'm just going to pause here for a second, relax, move, and hopefully that tension in your low back has started to go away a little bit. And now we can move on to focusing on the hamstrings. All right. We're going to try our best to bring the belly button down towards the ground. Keep on going. Keep on trying to fold. Keep on bowing. Keep on trying to fold. Go. The goal here is not to bend your chest or bend your head. You can do all those things, but it's not going to make the stretch here in the hips any more intense. It's going to just put a lot of pressure on your shoulders and your neck and your upper back. So you can let those things relax. Cool. Now that you are deep into this hamstring stretch and you're feeling a little bit of that tingliness in your hamstring perhaps, or your calves, we're going to add a little bit of movement. All right. I want you to start bending one knee and straightening out the other leg. And it's going to look a little bit like this. One bent, one straight, folding the belly button down. And I want you to switch from side to side. It's going to feel wildly uncomfortable at first. A whole bunch of muscles are shifting around in place. They're getting stretched, they're getting shifted, and it is brutal. So you can start nice and slow and gentle. Feel that intense tension right underneath your glutes where your hamstrings tie into your pelvis.
or where your hamstring tendons become attached to your pelvis, to your hips. And keep on going. Side to side and side to side. Keep on trying to bring the belly button down. Remember, keep your back relatively relaxed. It doesn't have to be working so hard. Oh, yeah. Keep on bending those knees, one leg at a time. And hopefully, after a couple of seconds of these, you're starting to feel like it's less uncomfortable, it's less torturous than when we first began. And now you're moving a little bit better. Maybe your belly button, your hamstrings are folding a little bit more than before. And if that's the case, I want you to keep on trying to bring the belly button down. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, and keep moving. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Hopefully now you can pick up the pace a little bit because your muscles are finally used to it. We're going to go for 3 more seconds and we're done. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, pop into a little bit of a squat. Come on up. Oh, back into standing. Your hamstrings are probably crying right now, and that's okay. We spent a lot of time on the hamstrings, making sure that they're warmed up, that they are ready, because in our show, we got a lot of hamstring work in the exercises that we got to do. So, I want to make sure you're prepared. All right, let's go. We're going to keep on going into part 2 of this stretch. It's not really related at all, other than that the starting position is pretty similar. We're going to take our legs, bring them about hips width apart. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold forward. We're going to take the hand from the bent knee side, reach across to the other leg, and we're going to push against that leg to help open up our chest, to help rotate the spine. We're going to extend one arm out behind us, and I want you to try to breathe while you reach. And that's it. That's the whole thing. We're going to do 5 reps on each side, and let's get to finishing the first one. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Right hand from the bent side reaches across the body, pushes against the outside of the ankle, reach and open, rotate that back and chest. Breathe. And that's 1 rep. We got 4 more to go. Left leg bent, right leg straight. Right hand up in the air. Your neck is rotating to look at that hand. Breathe. Once you've reached what you think is your deepest spot, breathe there for a second, see if you can get just a little bit deeper. Other side. And that is 2 reps. We got 3 more to go. If at any time your back is feeling super uncomfortable, pause, stop, take a break, do whatever you got to do. You don't need to keep going. I talk fast, but you don't need to move fast. Make sure everything you're doing is nice and gentle and slow and incremental, and you should be okay. Let's keep going. I think we just finished 2. So left knee bent, right leg is straight. Open it up. Other side. That's 3. And 4. Last one. 5. Oh, that is some thoracic rotation. The goal was to get your spine to rotate. The thoracic spine is probably the middle half of your spine, and it's designed to do a whole bunch of things. Twisting, rotating, folding from left to right,
rounding your back, going forward, and opening up and going backwards. Most of the time, we focus on just the front and the back. We don't really focus much on the side to side or the rotation in our normal daily lives. So hopefully you got a little bit of rotation in and you feel like your back is moving a little bit smoother. I hope that's the case at least, because we're moving on. We're moving on to some Cossack switches. The third and final warm-up exercise is called the Cossack switch. And it looks a little bit like this. You don't have to hop in and follow along immediately. You can just watch for a second. We're going to try our best to do a one-legged squat down one side with this other leg out to support us. We're going to try and sit as low as we can into this position. Then we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side, keeping that butt low. We're going to scoot back, keeping the butt low, bring it to the other side. That is a Cossack switch. But for most of us, it's going to be really hard to get into that position immediately. So I want you to come into a deep squat-looking position where you can tuck your knee to your chest, like so. All right? Hang out here for a second. Lean forward so that your heels are probably off the ground. You're feeling the stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves. Pull those knees to your chest so you're working on that folding shape here. That will help you work on squishing low into your Cossack switch in just a second. Whew. You guys can stay in that position. I'm going to demonstrate and talk about how to get out of it so that we can get into some Cossack switches. All right? We're here. Knees tucked to chest. I want you to extend your hands directly in front of you on the ground. I want you to extend one leg out to the side and then figure out how to get to this heel down on the ground. We want the heels down to help with balance, to help with feeling strong in this position. And that might be a different position for all of you because it changes depending on how much hip flexibility you got and ankle flexibility. If this is the lowest you can get while having your heel on the ground, that's fine. If you can get lower or super deep, great. From here, we're trying to bring our hips across to the other side, and you can put your hands down by leaning forward and shifting your weight to the other side. On the other side, I want you to pause for a second, try to squish deep as you can, and then use your hands to help you out and back to the other side. Cool? We got enough information to get started, so come on out of that position, everybody. We are putting our hands down right in front of us. We are extending one leg out to the side so that the heel is down. We are trying to find that position where your heel is down. And we're doing 10 reps. Let's go. Side to side. Pause, breathe, come back. 1. Come back. Pause, breathe, come back. Pause, breathe. That's 2. And 3. When you're feeling like you're a bit stronger, you don't need your hands, you can keep leaning forward so you don't have to practice a new movement. And you can just take your hands away and see if you're able to pull that off. That's 4 and 5. If you're feeling strong, you can try to stand up a little bit straighter, extend your arms in front of you, and see if that is something you can do as well. Here's 6 and 7 and 8. And keep on trying to sit up real straight. Extend those arms in front of you. Keep on going from side to side. I think that was 9. Last 1. Come on back. 10. Whew. Come on out of that Cossack switch, that deep squat, one-legged, extended thingamajigga position. And congratulations, we're done with our warm-up. If you're feeling a little bit stressed out because you're like, wait, that was the warm-up? That was really intense. Don't worry. This is mostly a stretching show. It's about hip mobility and flexibility and side splits. So the warm-up has to warm you up from whatever position you're in into something where your muscles are working and they're ready to be stretched. So that's what we were doing. Grab a sip of water, grab something to pad your knee, and we will be ready to get into our first stretch, the hamstring stretch. I'm gonna grab a sip right now. I'm gonna try and scroll the chat real quick to see if there's anything else going on. We had a whole bunch of people following. Thank you. Welcome. Since you're following, I feel like you should probably know what it is that we do. We do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully, because I'm bringing good vibes to the internet, helping all of us be a little bit more consistent in the suffering that we do on the floor, trying to work those muscles. We all make a little bit of progress towards our side splits, towards better movement, towards better hip mobility. If that sounds like something you like, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. We're live every single day, Monday through Sunday, at 9 p.m. Eastern. So come back for that, and we'll keep stretching. Cool? All right. First stretch, hamstring stretch. This stretch has lots of different names. Different sports, different cultures have used it for lots of different things. So we're focusing on its ability to do a hamstring stretch. What we're going to do is drop our knees down onto that cushion that I asked you to grab a couple seconds ago, and I'm going to chill like this. We're going to try and keep our hips straight across, lined up. We're going to keep our head pointed forward, our chest pointing forward, and we're going to extend one leg out in front of us. This is how we are setting up our hamstring stretch. This leg, your legs might be too close together and you might be feeling a little bit off balance. If you're feeling off balance, you can always extend that leg off to the side slightly, and that'll be a good place to start. Cool? From here, we're trying to bring the belly button down to the thigh, like so, and your hamstrings are going to tighten up. I'm going to turn around so you can see the angle of my body and not just stare at the top of my head. You don't have to do anything at all. Just give me a second. And let's go. Tuck. Fold the hips. Bring the belly button down to the leg. I'm actually going to switch legs because my other leg is more tight and needs extra love. Okay. When you're here in this position, why don't you just breathe? Chill, relax for a second. You should feel some tension in your leg. And you want to tell your brain, hey, this is normal. This is totally okay. This is good. Yum, enjoy. And hopefully one day your brain will accept that and think this is normal. So we'll stop being so resistant against you stretching. Anyways, for the rest of us, we're going to do a big inhale. We're going to slowly exhale. And while we exhale, I want you to fold deeper into the stretch. All right? Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Okay. Now your hamstrings are super tight. Maybe you're feeling it here in your butt, and your calves are all tingly, and that is okay. Just try to relax. Try to breathe normally. Try to get your system to be like, hey, this is not so bad, not so bad, not so bad, not so bad, not so bad. We just want to tone down that mental intensity. The more crazy you feel like this hurts and the more the rest of your body tightens up, the harder it's going to be for you to relax into the stretch. Okay? So even though it sucks, breathe like regular. Chill. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale, and fold. Exciting, right? Okay, inhale, inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold. You might want to pull this leg in closer to you. Keep on folding, and we're in position. This is it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come back out of that stretch. And that is our first hamstring stretch. I mentioned this before when we were doing the elephant walks, but we need our hamstrings to perform pretty well today. So we spent a lot of time making sure that they're loose and we're getting the best possible stretch we can get out of them. And that is why you're probably suffering a little bit. If you're not suffering because you're super flexible, then, I'm a little bit jealous. But for most of us, we're suffering right now. And hopefully by doing it together, it feels a little less unbearable. Cool? We're switching to the other side. Remember, we're trying to keep these hips in a straight line. We're not trying to reach so far forward that our hips start going at diagonals. All right. Open up your stance a little bit for balance if you need it. Bring the belly button down to the thigh. And let's get into our starting position. Now that you've suffered through the other leg, you will know that, oh, this isn't so bad, this leg. You're chilling. It's okay. We put ourselves through way more intense training than this. Breathe, relax, and let's inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale and fold. Whew. Okay. Oh, I want to remind you again that this isn't about how much your head can come down and you're feeling that stretch in the back of your neck. It's not about your shoulders, your chest coming down and trying to touch your knee with some part of your face. We're trying to bring our hips down. And that is all that matters. If you're relaxing the rest of your back so it rounds, that's fine. But if you're really trying to turn yourself into a ball right now, that's too much. Chill. Relax. Cool? All right. From here, we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale and fold. And I think that's pretty much it. Whew. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We're almost done. 6. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Come on out of that hamstring stretch. Hopefully you did something crazy today. And you're like, wow, this is deeper than I ever thought possible. But that will probably only be the case if this is one of your first couple of times on the live. If you've been doing this a lot, you probably won't feel like today was the best time ever, and that's okay. That's all right. Most of the time, you probably won't even be able to tell the difference. And that's normal. Okay, that was our first stretch. We got 5 in total, and the second one that we're going to get into is a little bit more chill, is a little bit more relaxed. This cushion thing that you've been using, you don't need it. You can toss it off to the side. We are going to sit on our butts, and I recommend you do this up against a wall. For the stretch that we're going to do, the butterfly stretch, if your butt is against the wall, your mid-back, your shoulders are against the wall, it will help us really quite a bit when we're trying to get our legs opened up. So get your butt, your back against the wall, and pull your feet in towards your groin area. The butterfly stretch is a groin stretch. And in order to stretch out these muscles here, I want you to bring your knees down into the ground. All right? As always, we want to get stronger as we get more flexible so that we're mobile. We can control the new position. So I want you to use your outer thigh muscles and I want you to use your glutes to help open up your legs. All right. If you're joining in for the first time and you have no idea what those muscles are or how to use them, that's okay. I just want you to start contracting things. I want you to see that your knees are going down into the ground. If you start contracting things and your knees start coming up, those are not the right muscles. You got to figure out some different ones. But for everybody else, for all the other directional movement, you're good. Whew. Okay. Work those muscles. Try your best to bring the knees down. If your knees aren't moving, but you are feeling a stretch in the groin, that counts. That works. From here, we're taking our hands. We're applying a little bit of pressure. All right. We want to push your legs down. If you're leaning against a wall right now, you'll see that your arms are attached to your shoulders. And if your shoulders are pushing into the wall, you start feeling pressure in your shoulders. And you might feel it in the back of your head as well as you're leaning back from this power. But because the wall is there, it keeps you from going backwards and it helps you push all of that power back into your legs. Whew. All right, let's go. That's it. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. That is our butterfly stretch. Oh, let the hands go first. And relax those wrists. If it feels like your legs are not moving very well right now and you're kind of stuck, take your hands, grab your legs, shake them out. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and give them a little shake. Once you've shaken them, once you've moved them a little bit, usually they wake up and are ready to go. So flap the wings of those butterflies and let's get into stretch number 3, standing pancake or seated pancake. In the pancake stretch, which is going to be the hardest stretch of the whole entire show, so I want you to be mentally prepared. We are trying our best to open up our legs really wide as comfortable. When I say really wide, it doesn't have to be crazy. And we're folding forward. So far forward that we're trying to get into a position that looks like this. We are turning into a pancake, flat. And it's going to be really, really hard for almost all of us. So let's talk about ways to make it a little bit easier. The first thing that you can do is let gravity help you as much as possible. So how do you get gravity to help as much as possible? I want you to bring your upper body to as close to horizontal as possible. This is how the physics works out so that you feel the most pressure here at the hip. The more you are horizontal, and by you I mean your head, your chest, your core, all the stuff, the more that is horizontal, the more you'll feel the pull of gravity, and the more your hips are going to fold forward. Cool? All right, what else? That's basically the gist of it. We're folding forward, opening up our legs. We got 2 variations. If you're feeling a little bit tired, maybe you did the standing variation 12 hours ago when we did our last live, and your legs are a little tired, a little bit sore, you can do a seated variation. The seated variation looks a little bit like this. We're going to sit on our butts. We're going to open up our legs nice and wide, trying to get to, 90 degrees to start. If you can't get to 90 degrees, that's also totally fine. But see if you can get into a 90-degree position. Don't just give up because you're like, oh no, I can't do that. That's not me. Keep on trying to open up those legs and fold forward. When you're in the seated variation, if you're really low to the ground, you might not be able to get your body to horizontal to get that maximum pull from gravity. That is a time where you should elevate your butt. The higher your butt, the easier it will be to have your chest go horizontal. All right? That's it. Cool. I'm going to do the standing pancake. And if I get really tired, I'll do the seated pancake. I'll just flop back. All right, we're opening up our legs as wide as we can in the standing pancake. We're also training these muscles, the inner thigh muscles, while we're folding. So let's go ahead and get started. Fold, bring your chest horizontal or down. Extend your arms above your head to add to the intensity of that stretch. Fold forward and let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. Come on out of that stretch. And slowly come up. I said this slightly earlier. This could very well be the most intense stretch of the whole entire show. And if you're struggling to get out of that position and you look like you're just kind of waddling around like a penguin, that's pretty normal. So don't worry about it. In the in the pancake stretch, the pigeon stretch is the next. Wow, That was so exhausting, I can't even use my words. The pancake stretch is really difficult because we're asking our bodies to have two really stretched out muscles all at the same time. One is these inner thigh muscles. When you're doing the standing pancake, especially, you're also contracting them to keep your body weight, upright, to keep you standing. And that fight between trying to get into a long position and also contracting the muscles is really intense. So you might be feeling it quite a bit in your inner thigh muscles and your hamstrings. Your hamstrings attach just below the knee and just to the bottom of your pelvis, the tailbone, right? So when you sit down, you're like that bony part of your butt. That's where your hamstrings connect. So back of the knee, tailbone. When you fold forward and you go like this, your hamstrings go from here to like mid thigh to here to like way back here where your butt, your tailbone is, right? And then when you keep on folding forward, you just increase that stretch and your tailbone just gets higher and higher and higher and higher relative to your kneecap. And that is why your hamstrings are crying right now. When we do the pancake, it doesn't matter if your legs are together or way far apart. If your hips are folding forward, you're getting an intense stretch, and that is what you were feeling. Hopefully, that long anatomy lesson gave you a couple seconds to let the muscles chill out, forget all of the suffering I just went through, and we can get into the next stretch. The next one is the pigeon stretch, and that was why I was having all those words kind of fumble all over the place, because the next stretch is the pigeon stretch. I'm pretty sure we did the figure four last night, so it's time to do some pigeon. For both, we basically get into a position where this leg crosses across the body. We're bringing the ankle up to our belly button and bring our belly button down to our ankle. And it looks a little bit like this. All right, we want to feel the stretch here in the side of the glute. And let's get into it. For the pigeon stretch, we're going from this position just down to the ground. So we're still basically in that position. This leg is across the body. Your knee to your ankle is resting on the floor. And we're trying to fold the middle of our chest down to the leg. Keep your hips low, preferably on the ground. When you're folding forward, that will give you the nice stretch that you want. If you end up in a position where your head is down but your toes are up, you've gone too far. From here, this back leg is totally fine for your back leg to be bent if you don't have the hip flexibility to straighten it up. But the next level of the pigeon stretch often looks like this, with the leg extended back behind you. For our purposes, for this show, we don't actually do very much that requires the hip to be working hard, so you might be able to just keep really low to the ground and extend this leg back behind you. But if you're struggling with it and you can't figure out how to get into that position, one quick trick that you can use is to elevate the leg in front. All right, looks a little bit like this. When you elevate that front leg, your hip also comes up. And if your hip comes up, you got a little bit more room for this leg to rotate underneath. You can do this up against the couch, against the bed, against anything that you can put your leg on, and you're ready to go. Cool? Let's get into some pigeon. Again, leg is across the body. We're trying to fold the midpoint of our chest down to the leg, extending the other one behind us, feeling the stretch here in the glute, except on the other side. I'm just facing the wrong direction. That seems dumb. I'll just turn around. Okay, feeling the stretch here. Let's go. Bring the chest down, bring the belly button down. Breathe. Feel that stretch getting more intense here. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. If the stretch suddenly feels like it got really easy, make sure to push your feet towards your face. That will suddenly make it really hard. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. Oh, hopefully you felt it the whole way through. We're going to switch to the other side. Let's go. Again, legs across. midpoint of the chest to the midpoint of the leg. Extend the other leg back behind you. Fold. Oh, yeah. And keep on folding. Keep on breathing. Relax as much as you can. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. Oh, that is our pigeon stretch. Oh, that is the fourth of our 5 stretches. We've gone through pretty much everything that we're going to do that prepares our bodies for some side splits. Oh, so that means we're going to do some side splits next. Grab a sip of water, and I'm going to scroll through the chat real quick, see if there's any comments in here that I need to address. And I scrolled really fast, so I didn't see anything, but, oh, Mick MC1 Kinesis, I remember, you spelled it out for me yesterday, says, thanks for the variation. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, it's time. It's time for some side splits. This whole entire time, we've been warming up. We've been pre-stretching a whole bunch of muscles in our hips, in our legs, to get us prepared for some side splits. The side splits are a combination of a lot of different muscles getting really stretched. So you can treat it as if it's sort of like an ultimate hip mobility move. It doesn't cover everything, but it takes a lot of different pieces to a very intense, extreme end range. So hope you've enjoyed all the other stretches, because it's time to go. I swear, when we were doing the pigeon, I kind of looked up over my shoulder and I saw something flying, and I wonder if it's another mosquito. I think 2 lives ago, I killed another mosquito mid-live. Now every single time there's a tiny like tingle or itch on my body, I think it's a mosquito, and now I'm so distracted. Okay, focus. Let's get into some side splits. We're gonna talk about safety first. When we're working on the side splits, especially if you're newer to the position, there's going to be moments where you're trying to wiggle, you're trying to shake, you're trying to get deeper into the stretch. Most of the time, your hands are going to be down. So it won't be that much of an issue. But occasionally, towards the end, you're going to want to try to sit into a deeper stretch, something that looks like this, and your butt is going to be behind you. And in these moments, when you're slightly higher off the ground, it's highly possible that you lose balance and you flop down. I was pretty low to the ground, so it wasn't that uncomfortable. It was okay. But if you're higher off the ground, it's totally possible you might fall 2 feet down into the ground, and that's going to hurt your butt. So what I recommend is you stand in front of a wall, and I recommend that you stand 8 to 12 inches in front of it. For most people, that's 1 to 2 footsteps in front. And so if you start losing balance and you go, oh, no, your butt touches the wall, and you're fine. Everything's cool. You can adjust, you can tweak. Maybe you want to keep your butt on the wall so that you can help with a little bit of adjustment. Those are all totally cool variations to adjust with. Cool? So, what is the lesson here? Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of this wall. Cool? Cool. Let's get into some stretches. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. The goal is not to get to your maximum width right now. We don't want any pain in the hips, so if you're already feeling pain, if you're already feeling discomfort, bring your legs in slightly. We're going to fold forward. I want you to point your belly button down towards the ground, so from the side, we're getting right back into that L shape. Cool? From here, I want you to try to open up your legs a little bit wider. When you're folded like this, you should be able to open it wider than before without pain. And when you do that, I want you to try your best to put your hands down on the ground. If you're able to do that combination of things, then we're ready to move on. From here, I want you to look at this leg right here. We're externally rotating the leg. What that means is your heel is now down, your toe is up, and your knee is pointing up. I'm going to demonstrate it again. Our feet were like this. Now we're trying to rotate it so it looks like that. Cool? When you do that, and your knee is also pointing up, your whole entire leg rotated. All right? And that rotation is important because it opens up a little bit more space in the hip and in the thigh bone, or in the body, when those two bones are able to rotate the right way. And this is the right way. Cool? All right. Oh, we're going to do that on both sides. You can't see my other leg because I'm too close to the camera, but just believe that both my toesies are pointing up into the air. And from here, we're ready to walk our hands back. Try to shift your body weight towards your hips. And that's it. We're in position. This is the side split. This is optional. You can add a little wiggle from side to side so you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. This position is not very comfortable for your heels, so if you're joining in for the first time and your heels are feeling wildly uncomfortable, grab some foam, grab some padding, put on some shoes. Good luck. It takes some time to get used to the intensity of this position. All right, that's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward. Oh, bring your legs in, nice and gentle, nice and slow, and when you can, come into a chill, relaxed, maybe kneeling position, and let your legs chill out for a little bit. We just did our first side split. The side split stretch is different from all the other ones because we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds instead of just 1 round of 30 seconds and moving on. And that means we gotta relax our muscles, have them chill out in between each of our attempts at doing a side split. So when you're ready, oh man, so tired. Come back into standing. We're gonna shake out our bodies. All right. If you're joining in for the first time and you don't know what the shake looks like, I want you to imagine that you just got out of the swimming pool and you're flicking water off of your feet. You're seeing how far you can flick that water in front of you, going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I want you to whip that leg out in front so that your ankles are relaxed, so that your calves are relaxed. You're going whoosh, right? And from here, I want you to start chilling out a little bit more. Like you got a little bit tired. You're dropping the knee down a little bit lower. Your ankles are still flopping around and relaxed, but you're just dropping it, dropping it, dropping it, dropping it, dropping it, dropping it. Now we're in the shake. This is basically the shake. A lot of your muscles should be chilling and relaxed. Your ankles should be flopping around and you're just wobbling and flopping and everything's good. That's one leg. Let's do the other. We're going from that whipping motion where your ankles are loose, whipping really far forward, and your calves are relaxed. They're helping with the whipping by not doing anything at all. Drop the knee down. Keep on flapping that leg around. Your ankles are now going anywhere they want. Your calves are totally loose and flopping everywhere. And that's how we're shaking out the other leg. Cool. We're going to do a little bit for the hips because the hips get real tired when the legs are up in that position. So I want you to lean all your body weight into one leg. I want you to drop your big toe, the ball of your foot, down on the other side. And I want you to rotate your leg in and out. There's almost no weight here on this leg. Sorry, I was potentially killing a mosquito on my other leg, sending the wrong information. And we're just chilling. This is just gentle, light movement. The leg isn't even holding any weight to get these muscles here in the hip to chill out, relax a little bit. Cool? Let's do the other side. Lean all the weight into one leg. Bring the knees in and out. If this looks like a dance move to you, we're doing some stanky leg and we're having fun with it. Great. Make it fun. Enjoy the hip relaxation while you can because we got more side splits coming. Let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever it is that you're prepared to fall into, and let's get into position. Open up those legs decently wide. fold forward. Put your hands down if you can. If you can't, keep on trying to bring your legs a little bit wider once you're folded forward, and see if you can bring your legs and bring your hands down from there. If you still can't, feel free to grab some blocks, grab a small stool, grab a couple of textbooks, and that would be a good place to start. From here, we are focused on externally rotating the leg, which means we're trying to get the position from here to here. The heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. All right. We are doing that on both legs. And we're going to walk our hands back a little bit towards our hips to put more of our body weight into the legs to give them a little bit of pressure. Do a little wiggle from side to side. And whew, that's it. We're in our stretch. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. Oh, that is side split number 2. We are more than halfway done with our side splits. Take a couple seconds, breathe, chill, grab a sip of water if you need to, and when you're ready, come back into standing. We're going to shake it out. Same thing as before. Shake, 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 shake. Drop the knee, relax the leg, and let the calves flop around. Let the ankles relax and flop around. That's one side. Other leg. Shake, 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 flick, 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 flick. Relax, 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 relax. Let the leg wiggle and flop. The ankles relax, the calves relax. The reason why relaxation is so important is because when we're in that tense position, holding a split, all of these muscles are tense in our leg. And the more tension you have, the less likely it is your muscles will start relaxing again. So we're trying to get all of our muscles floppy, loose, relaxed, so that when we get into the next side split, we're in the best possible condition, the best possible position for getting to a deeper side split. Cool? Time for the hips. All the weight is in one leg. Maybe the toe is down. Maybe the ball of the foot is down. We're just shaking the leg out from into, out, to into, out, to into, out. There's almost no weight on this hip that's moving. I can lift my leg and keep doing the same thing. And when you drop the toe down, it's easier to focus on the movement. But you can actually incorporate this whole entire leg shake thing into your shaky thing that we are doing just a second ago. If we get back into that position, we're doing this real fast, and you're doing it real fast, you can see that my quad muscles are just flopping around, going crazy, because they're totally relaxed right now, right? You can do the same on the other side. Those muscles are just flopping around relaxed. You can totally do a variation of this where you keep on taking those muscles that are bring your knee in and out, and you lift that leg up. You extend the knee, or so you straighten out the knee so that it's not as awkward a position, and you can still keep on rotating those leg muscles and add it into your shake. Shake, 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 shake. Rotate, 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 rotate. Shake, 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 shake. Rotate, 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 rotate. Won't be as effective. Having the big toe down is totally better, but you can add all those things in. Cool. Hopefully your legs are super relaxed, because I was able to talk about shaking out your hips for extra long. Let's get into side split number 3, our third and final side split. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you're prepared to fall into, and let's go. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mics. The earbud was coming a little bit loose, and hopefully it didn't sound awful while I was doing that. Whew. Open up the legs, decently wide. Fold forward. Once you're in this forward folded position, try to put your hands on the ground. If you cannot reach, that is absolutely okay. When you're in this folded forward position, your legs should be able to open up a little bit more without discomfort compared to when you were standing up straight. And that's just bone anatomy stuff. We don't have to get too deep into it. From here, I want you to Try your best to externally rotate. Bring that ankle down, toes up, knees up on both sides. This is not going to be the most comfortable, so hopefully you have a little bit of cushioning if you need it. And walk your hands back. Walk your hands back towards your hips so that more of your body weight is right over your legs, helping you get into a deeper stretch. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can get just a little bit deeper, and that's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. If you lean your weight slightly forward, you'll feel more of a stretch here in the inner thigh muscles, like we were doing for the pancake. If you sit a little bit more back, you might feel it more in your hamstrings. So depending on how you shift your weight, you'll feel a slightly different muscle getting the most focus in that version of the stretch. And if it gets too intense anywhere, you can always adjust. Cool. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. If this whole time your elbows have been totally locked out and straight, I want you to try to bend them a little bit and see if suddenly it feels like another 100 pounds is dropped onto your legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. Oof. Oof. Breathe. Chill. Relax. Usually, by the time you get to the third one, your legs have given up a little bit. And so, if you need to crawl around, wiggle on your knees, that is totally okay. Grab a sip of water. Oh, that was a loud slurp. My bad. I'm going to take a look at the chat real quick and see if there's anything I've missed while I was way back there doing the stretches. So far, I'm not seeing anything. If you commented something and I just haven't seen it and you want me to look at it again, let me know. Cool? All right. If you're just joining in and you have no idea what we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet to help everybody, me included, because when you show up, it makes it easier for me to stretch. But yeah, I do this every day to help us all get a little bit more hip mobility work done, suffer a little bit, and make it more bearable. And hopefully we can get into some deeper, more fun side splits together. So if that sounds like a fun thing, maybe not so fun, but maybe a goal you want to achieve, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep on hanging out, doing some side split stretchy thingies together. Cool? Cool. Okay. We're going to shake out everything and wrap up the show. Whew. Same thing as before. We are shaking out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Just relax those legs. That was our third and final side split. So we're not doing this to get our legs prepared for the next side split. We're doing this to make sure that our muscles are a little bit more chilled out and ready to go for whatever else you got to do for today. So shake out those legs and let's move on to the hips. Since we are done relaxing the hips, we're going to work a little bit now on maximizing your range of motion, getting stronger at the end range. What does that mean? That means we're popping into 20% of the squat. We're still letting one leg hold a lot of the weight. We're going to pop onto the ball of the foot on the other side. We're going to try our best to open our leg and then also to bring it in as tight as we can. All right. Your hips should stay in the same place. Your leg, your chest, everything else should more or less be in the same space, not moving. The only movement is coming from this leg in the hip socket. All right, let's do this. Open up that hip. Oh, out, 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 out. In, 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 in. Out, 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 out. In, 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 in. Out, 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 out. In. Now we're going to focus really hard on contracting as much as possible. Bring that leg in, in, out, 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 out. In. You might notice my legs are shaking a little bit because this is not supposed to be easy. This is your nervous system telling you this is crazy. What are you doing? Out, 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 out. In. out, 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 out. In, out, 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 out. When you're bringing your legs in, I want you to feel a whole bunch of tension in the hips, in the inside of the thigh. When you're opening out, I want you to contract the muscles in your glutes, in your outer thigh muscles, really feeling a little bit of a stretch here in the hip in the front. And that's it. I think we're probably done with this side. So, shake out the hips, and let's do the other side. 20% of a squat, most of your weight into the leg that is not doing the rotatey stuff, in and out. And let's go. Bring that leg in and in and in and in. Chill and out. Open up that hip. Flex the glutes. Flex the outer thighs. Really contract them. Pull that stretch open. If you were here for the butterfly stretch, this is basically that same groin stretch that we were doing. We're flexing the glutes, outer thigh muscles to open up the hip. Now we're adding in the reverse. Bring that knee in as much as you can. Focus on that rotation here at the hip and keep going. Out. In. In. Out, out, out. In. Out, 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 out. In. Oh, I don't have any idea how many of those we've done, but we're probably good. Let's wrap it up there for now. And let's do some hip checks. We're going to do a couple of quick joint checks just to make sure all of our joints are moving well and give our body a chance to relax after those side splits. So we're going to start with some hip circles. Just give yourself some gentle movement. You might be feeling it in your low back a little bit when you do this. You might be feeling it in the sides of your hips when you're doing this. And those are all okay. After the side splits, I tend to feel a little bit of pressure in the sides of the hips. And I like to spend a couple of seconds on each side to help those muscles relax. And if you have low back tightness, then you know your low back is just tight all the time. So give yourself a chance to relax after working out. Whew. From here, we're going to do one quick high knee just to make sure that those muscles, those hip flexors are working well. And then we're going to pop into an intense squat. I want you to squat and fold as far forward as you can. I want you to bring your knees forward as far as you can. Try to bring your feet a little bit closer together. It'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable. And when you do all of those things, you start feeling pressure in your toes, pressure in your feet. Your Achilles tendon is getting a stretch because your knees are pointed really far forward over your toes. You're feeling that stretch in your calves. They're working real hard to keep you balanced. Your hips are folded forward and your knee is feeling that stress. Cool? From this position, I want you to just do a little bit of a calf raise. Try to center the weight between your big toe and your pinky toe in the ball of your foot. That'll help you balance a little bit. And if you're able to do all those things and come up out of the squat, you've had your toes working real well together with your feet, your Achilles, your calves, your knees, your ankles, your quads, your hips. All those muscles were working all well together, coordinated, and you're able to move pretty smoothly in the main muscle movement pattern. So that means you're probably good. Let's go ahead and wrap up. Thank you everybody for coming in and practicing consistency with me today. We do this every single day, Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what time that is for you, we started an hour and 6 minutes ago. We do this every day to build a little bit of consistency. That's the most important quality. You can have the best plan, but if you don't follow the plan, it doesn't really matter. So my goal here is to help us all practice a little bit of consistency. It's not just for you. I clearly don't have my side splits either, and I need to practice every single day. So that's me creating time for me creating time for all of us to work out, strengthen our muscles, and hopefully get into a lot better hip movement and side splits. Whew. What else we got? If you like that, if you want to train those muscles, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, because that's what we're all about. And I make other content. I make a lot of short form videos about incorporating a little bit of fitness, like 2-minute chunks into your life, whether it's taking a walk home from whatever form of transportation you got to take, or waiting for water to boil when you're in the kitchen, waiting for ramen to cook. Those 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes are plenty to get a really intense workout, just like how you saw us suffering on the floor from 30 seconds of pancake stretches. It's plenty of time to go suffer in some other way. Cool? If you missed the live workout and you're feeling a little bit bad and you're like, oh man, I missed the live workout today, don't feel bad. On YouTube, under the same username at splits on the side, so same username as on TikTok, we have a long form video. It's like 15-ish minutes long, is the entire workout. There's zero talking, there's zero explanation. The only sound in that is a beeping timer to tell you that we're transitioning to the next move. And that video goes really fast, so you can go ahead and check that out and make sure that you get your daily workout in. Cool? All right, that's it. I'm going to check the chat and see what else is going on. And then we'll wrap up. Wrap up. Man, I'm sweaty. I didn't end up finding the mosquito, so I don't know if it was actually there, if I was just seeing things going crazy, or if it's just flown to another room. Kath has joined. Kiona says, have you noticed if your splits are getting deeper? Great question. So I have noticed that they are getting deeper, but it definitely has waves. Compared to when I first started, most of the progress was at the very beginning. I got a lot deeper in the first probably 3-ish months of doing just this, where at the end of the day, we're doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds, right? So 1.5 minutes of actual splits. And then we do a whole bunch of other stuff that works on hip mobility. And they all combine to help make the side splits a little bit more effective, help us relax and work into the side splits. But at the end of the day, we're doing 1.5 minutes of side splits. And the results that I've seen are, I've definitely gotten probably from something closer to like here to all the way down to here. Oh, and what I want to say about this. This is definitely not the most effective or fast way to get your side splits. So if I have somehow misled you into believing that, that is just not the fastest way. This is just not the fastest way. However, the fastest way to get into side splits often involves a little bit more pain, a little bit more struggling, and a little bit more intensity. And what I have found in my stretching adventures through life is when it's really intense and you got to take breaks in between, is really easy for you to not want to do more, because it's painful, because it's uncomfortable, because you have to work really hard to make it happen. And that has always been my weakness. I haven't been able to stay consistent on some of the more intense ways of getting your side split. So this workout plan, this video series, has been designed to make it possible to stay consistent, for you to focus on building consistency first. And then when you're like, I got this is important to me, I'm going to keep on focusing on side splits, you can go ahead and invest your time into doing the super hard versions, right? So the number one most important quality that we care about here in this version of the live is consistency, and trying to show up and doing the thing over and over and over again, even if it's not the most exciting, it's not the most fun, it's to stay consistent. And hopefully I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I try to make it fun. I try to make it a little bit dancey, a little bit entertaining, so that you suffer a little bit less on the floor. So in summary, I have made progress. Most of the progress came a little bit earlier. I think at this point, if I want to make that final little bit of stretch to finish off the side split, I do have to pick up the intensity a little bit. But for the early stages, it works just fine. And the most important quality we're building is consistency. So if that makes sense to you, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming in. We're going to keep practicing. Kiona says, you're right. I try to do the stretching once a week because of that. Lamal, the more once, it's not as hard. Yes. So that's exactly my point. When it's a really hard, intense workout and you're like doing the best version, you're using the hardest, most intense like variation that's going to have the most adaptation, the most results. Usually it also hurts, and like the struggle level is like so much higher. Like I'm casually grunting and complaining while we're doing these stretches, but it can be way higher intensity in the world of stretching if you want to do those stretches. And a lot of the time after I do those, I need to take like a day off, and that day becomes two, and then that two becomes three, and then all of a sudden I've forgotten that I wanted to do the side splits. So I think that problem applies to most people. So this life, I'm starting to repeat myself, exists to help the average person who's like, I want to work on these things, but if I take too much time off, I'm never coming back. So that's why we're here. Cool. All right. Oh, I spent too much time kneeling. Now my knees are tired. Kiona says, yes, I love that it's every day. It helps. Amazing. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for engaging in the chat and hanging out. Whew. That's the goal. Helping us all practice consistency, helping us all move a little bit better, and helping it sort of stick a little bit better, right? It's really easy to jump into something and take it way too intense and then not want to go back anytime soon because it was way too intense. And hopefully the live is not that. Hopefully you can come back tomorrow. Actually, we have another live in 10 hours and 47 minutes because on the weekends we have a second live, and that is at 9 a.m. Eastern. So on the weekends, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is an hour and 13 minutes ago. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, you have no idea what Eastern means. An hour and 13 minutes ago, plus 12 hours, minus 12 hours. Boom. That is our live times on the weekends. Every other day of the week, Monday through Friday, we have the live only at 9 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, check out the lives for more consistency practice. And that's all I got. I'm going to scroll through the chat a little bit more to see if there's anything else in the comments to address. I don't think there's anything old that I haven't seen. So I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom and see what else we got. Kiona says, thanks, bye. And Chase says, what other recovery methods do you do when you work out a lot on your body? Honestly, I'm not doing very much. Mostly, I just go and sleep. I do a little bit of stretching sometimes, depending on if I'm training anything specific. Most of the last couple of months has been pretty much exclusively the side splits and this live workout that I do. So I haven't been doing very much outside of this. A couple months ago, I was doing a lot more strength and calisthenics, and I'm trying to get back into it, or I plan to get back into that in the next month or so. So do I do anything else to help recover? No. There's one thing that I have noticed, and that is when I do the workout, right, I have a whole bunch of flexibility that we get as we warm up and get into the stretches. And one of the things that happens immediately after live is I start losing a lot of that range of motion immediately. And within an hour or two, most of it is gone, and I'm like, ugh, and I'm stiff again. So one of the things I'm trying to do is trying to spend a little bit more time in sort of a half position. Maybe not as deep as we were when we were trying to get that stretch as far as possible, but I'm trying to spend a couple of moments throughout the day in something that's a little bit more stretchy to help the muscles stay relaxed, to maintain sort of that length that we've been working on. That's about it. So hope that answers your questions, Che. Whew, thank you, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency. Che, thank you for being here and being super ultra ridiculously consistent. So I appreciate it. Neko Panda, I don't know if you're still on. Thank you for coming in while you're on vacation in Japan and having been to, I think, 3 lives in a row. So both the morning and the night ones, even though you're on vacation, I appreciate it. I think since you're on vacation in Japan, the time zones work out a little bit better for you. So I appreciate you spending part of your day with me. Cool. All right. That is everything, I think. So I'm going to wrap up. I thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hope to see you in 10 hours and 44 minutes. But if that's too much stretching, that's too much for you, I'll see you in like 23 hours. Cool. Bye. Closing out.